back to Texas, where he was 7th, 8th at Iowa, 7th at Watkins Glen, and 3rd last week in Toronto. Back up front. It is still Power, Castroneves, and Briscoe. The 3 Penske cars are running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The Target Chip Ganassi drivers continue to run behind Team Penske. They're in 4th and 5th, namely Scott Dixon and Dario Franchitti. Jack?
Guys, as I analyzed that first series of pit stops, you realize that Will Power and Helio Castroneves, they came in 1 lap earlier, and Brian Briscoe came in 2 laps earlier than Dixon and Franchitti. So how is that going to play out? Well, remember, fuel goes into these cars at approximately 3 gallons a second. Your next pit stop, if it stays green, should be your last pit stop, and you'll have plenty of fuel. That difference may give a little bit of an advantage to both Franchitti and Scott Dixon. In fact, the Penske team has already notified their drivers that they were able, the Target cars, to go 1 lap extra, and they say we may have to try and make it up. Be fun to watch that last pit stop. It should come around lap 67 for the Penske cars, lap 68 for the Target Chip Ganassi rivalry.
Dixon trying to work around some slower traffic. Bertrand Baguette just ahead, and Roman Cini is ahead of Baguette.
Well, the one thing is, Jack said the Penske cars maybe have to just be conscious of the Ganassi cars going a lap longer. They can control that pretty well right now with being 1, 2, and 3. They can set that pace and pad themselves pretty comfortably.
Especially when you have Scott Dixon yet to clear the same lap traffic that they have cleared. That's just a nice bonus to pull out the time gaps. On Marco, I think Marco might be slowing. We had said earlier that he had a front wing dislodged, and now he's holding up this train a little bit. Yeah, they're going, oh, there's more contact. So Marco is slowing. They're all trying to thread their way by.
And I think that was Dixon maybe brushed the back of Baguette a little bit. Nothing that you'd hurt. Schechter going slow on the left side, Marco going slow on the right side.
We know that his nose wing is askew, but this looks, the camber on the right front doesn't look right to me, and you can see the wing is really dragging now.
Yeah, the front nose is on, but the main plane, that front main plane is dropped down.
Here's where he started to slow, and there's a little bit of contact there between Baguette.
Yeah, but his wing still isn't down yet. We're looking at Mark. You can see it's leaning a little bit to the left, but it hadn't dropped totally down, so as it is there.
And look at that, Bob, up at the top of the screen. What do we see?
It's a full course yellow.
It's a full course yellow.
And it's because of Alex Lloyd, and we are right at the halfway point of this race, so a bit of a breather here at midpoint.
We needed that because that's going to bunch him up and get some more.
That's right.
Get some more action. Then all of a sudden, it's not driving for fuel; it's driving for position.
I was going to say, so any fuel concerns there may have been for the Penske guys that went away, and the good news is it just brought everybody back together.
And hopefully, Marco Andretti has repaired things that he can get back into the race.
I think that camber that I saw was because it's so interesting with no downforce on the front was running high, and then it makes the camber look off. So it's just amazing if a front wing isn't doing what it's supposed to, how much that gets the car tipped. Amazing.
Our first caution of the race here on lap number 47.
And they are at a position where I would expect no one would pit unless you're a guy like Marco Andretti with pieces missing on the car. Otherwise, you stay out there, regroup, then go for it.
Yeah, and Marco has lost a lap in this. So depending on where he is with track position, he could come in and just top off, or they could make another adjustment and it isn't going to hurt him at all.
Hideki Muto between first and second. We do have 11 cars on the lead lap at the midway point, and the Homatro safety team goes to the aid of Alex Lloyd. Alex Lloyd's rookie year here at the IZOD IndyCar Series.
I just saw Justin Wilson go by, so obviously they've tried to fix again on his car.
It just takes 2 rear shocks. Yeah, you got to keep going. Got to keep plugging away.
Yeah. Eventually, you got to say, wait a minute, we don't know what's causing this, so
well,
figure it out.
There's a lot of curb hopping, a ton
of curb hopping.
Yeah.
And that would make sense if it's on the right side, the right rear, because that's that one big curb you hit.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're laid out, but is that just a...
No, I would say...
That's just a practice for the guys going over the wall there, just to get their positions. Yep, you got them.
I like it, though, because it got my attention, because I just finished saying no one would pit.
That's
I'm
right.
like, hey, what are you doing?
The pits are open, and we'll now see...
And the reason that you're saying that, Jan, is because even if you did come in right now, you still would have to make another stop no matter what. So now, why come in? Stay out till you get into your window to make just one more stop.
It does work, though. I've looked like 4 times over here. Do I sure have the number right? I'm like, no, there's no reason why they would pit in my book unless they've got some really interesting strategy that I haven't figured out yet.
Well, we'll see here in just a second, because they're coming down the straightaway that will lead to the pit in.
No. Let's wait. Got to wait for target cars, though. Let's see. No. Good try. Okay, well, it got our attention. Now, Vitor Mira, he's running near the back, and same with Matos. Anybody who's down a lap, just go ahead and fill up. That's fine.
Heck yeah.
So Vitor Mira brings the A.J. Foyt ABC Supply Company car in for a pit stop. He is down a lap, and so is Rafael Matos, and he too makes a pit stop. 49 laps completed here at Edmonton. Will Power leads his teammates Castroneves and Briscoe. At this time, we have just gone back to racing. Will Power, and there's Hideki Muto moving over to allow Helio Castroneves to
so much for the bunching up
on look at Power already.
On board with Alex Cagliani. Tags has really struggled all weekend just to find the speed. You know, he's gotten the car where it's been really good in the slow stuff, but then when they try and get it better in the high-speed stuff, for example, right now is right on board. That's
Simona. They say yellow breeds yellow.
Yep. Is she got it fired up, guys? Can you grab reverse? It doesn't look like she's got anything going on.
She was running 7.
That means I need to get the car fired up.
So did she do it by herself, or was there some help?
EJ Viso, with whom she was racing for 7th position.
So a little bit of help.
Yep.
Yep.
Paul Tracy's moved up to 7th.
And he takes a spot from his teammate.
Wow.
Well, gotta seize the moment.
Yep, thanks for getting everybody out of the way, EJ, thanks.
Marco back in. As Simona wants desperately to get the car fired up so she can get back in the race.
Well, if they hurry, she's obviously trying to keep from losing a lap,
but
it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. And again, Jan, we are not going to see any of our lead group in.
No,
because we are not close enough to that. Probably we got to be at lap 70 before you
60
try and
actually. 60 for the early part of the window. 70 on the last.
So our second car of full course caution comes quickly after number 1. Power leads. World Extreme Cage Fighting is at Camp Versus this August. The bantamweight belt is on the line in a rematch of 2 of the most explosive fighters. Champion Dominic Cruz is set to make his first title defense against top contender Joseph Benavidez. World Extreme Cage Fighting live August 18th at 9 o'clock Eastern, all part of Camp Versus. Getting ready to go back to racing here at City Centre Airport in Edmonton, Alberta. Will Power, Helio Castroneves, Ryan Briscoe, Scott Dixon, and Dario Franchitti are your top 5. And now Ryan Hunter-Ray is running in 6th position. And Simona Di Silvestro has gotten restarted. Lindy?
Well, Bob, Will's team just told him, hey, Will, they're giving us a warning. You went a little bit too fast on the last restart.
All right, then. So let's punch him up there, Will.
He's a pole sitter. He can set the pace.
Yeah, but he had Hideki Muto behind him last time. Now he's got Castro Neves